Hello, Two-Bird fans, and welcome again to another exciting episode of this Coach's Show. We have a little treat for you today because if you didn't notice, well, Ben MacArthur is not here today, but we are instead joined by, we still have Connor Schmidt, and Cole Venable, a sophomore forward here with the men's soccer team. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
And Cole, how does it feel to be on this wonderful Coach's Show as a player?
It's kind of special, you know, it's Coach's Show for a reason, but today we got a special guest and myself as a player, so I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, I think you'll provide some excellent, or at least a different insight into kind of how the games are played, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be a good time.
So, as usual, so we had two games last week. We started conference play, not necessarily exactly how we would have hoped for, but as usual, let's get into the weekend, the good, the bad, and well, what can be improved.
Yeah, so NJC first. We'll let Cole go with the good.
The good from NJC, you know, we didn't get a result. We lost 3-2, but I think a positive from that game is we never stopped battling. You know, we went down 3-0, and we could have easily tied the game, if not won that game in the last 5 minutes. So I think that was something that was really good for the team, is that we kept battling until the end. So I think that's definitely something to take away from the NJC loss.
For sure, and I think we talked a little bit last week about the kind of reaction second half. What can we do to kind of reverse what happened the first half? And again, against NJC halftime, we saw a major switch in our guys, just how they played. We didn't think we played bad in the first half, but we let in 2 goals. We were down 2-0, and we thought we dominated the game, but they had 2 counter opportunities, and they hit both of them, and that's the game of soccer sometimes. The bad is just we just got caught unbalanced. You know what I mean? So we had too many guys high. They countered, they scored. We did the same exact thing again. They countered, they scored. And then going to halftime, try to find a change, let in a bad goal, and then start to find the momentum to get ourselves going forward. So luckily we were able to get 2 goals, and we felt like if we had a couple more minutes, we could have got a third and got the tie and maybe pushed for the win. But it didn't happen that day, so we unfortunately took a loss at home, and then just move on. And hopefully we see him again in the tournament and give him a better run for it. So.
Absolutely. And I know, unfortunately, so with that first goal, I was sitting on the sideline kind of about the coaches and the players, and I hear it was a turnover by us, and I hear Coach Ben say, and look, now they're going to go score, and sure enough, not seconds later they go and score, and it's just like, man, that's rough, because that's one of the complete games. Hey, we only give up scores when we make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, me and Coach Ben have talked multiple times about the game, and we feel like we played 87 minutes of good football. And those 3 minutes we didn't play good soccer, we got 3 goals scored on us. So, I mean, we can't be letting goals happen that easy, but that's the game of soccer sometimes. So we feel like we played a good style. We feel like we dominated parts of the game, and we're not terribly upset with how we played, but obviously letting in 3 goals always stings and hurts. So, yep.
Well, it's got to be a little frustrating, especially for me as a T-Bird fan, and watching that game, it's like I felt like we were definitely the better team, but just things weren't clicking and they weren't going our way, and it's just like, I know we're better than this. Just
no, I think
frustration is
we
resounding.
know we have the talent to go with it, but we don't want to act like everything's written in folklore for us, right? So we need to earn our results. We need to make sure that we take every game the day that it comes, and not think too far ahead. So just one game at a time, and the next day was Lamar. So we were able to turn around there.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, you had the loss against NJC, which, like I said, a little frustrating, a little disappointment. Turn around, and a pretty good game, I would probably say, against Lamar. I didn't actually get to watch that one, but a 6-0 result, which isn't bad. And Cole, I believe you had an assist yourself in that game.
Yeah, I did. I think it was a good result for the team. You know, we haven't been in the win column for 2 weeks now. And so I think getting a 6-0 win against Lamar will definitely help the boys' confidence. You know, you never really know how much a win can help. You know, against a good team or a bad team, it doesn't really matter. But that just gets everybody's spirits up. It helps the team. But I think we saw a lot of good things there. We dominated the game like we should. We beat a team that we should. And I think it'll do endless results for our confidence in the upcoming weekend. So.
And from earlier with the volleyball coaches show that we did, I mean, that one's a very mental toughness game. But I guess talk about mental toughness and just the mental aspect of soccer.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's 11 men versus 11 men. You know what I mean? And it's a very physical sport, and it's a ball rolling around on a huge pitch, and anything can happen. You know what I mean? So for us, we just need to have like you just said, the right mindset and go into it saying, hey, we realize our quality, but we realize that they also have 11 athletes that are here for a reason that want to beat us. You know what I mean? We've had a target on our back for the first couple of weeks of preseason and going into regular season. So we just need to be ready for the hard work and the good effort from the opposing teams.
Absolutely. And so, favorite moment. Let's get into that. So your favorite moments from NJC and the Lamar games. What would you say would be your favorite parts?
My favorite moment was probably Louis' goal. You know, he was searching. He's been wanting a goal. He gets it off his chest, flicks it over the guy's head, and then just smashes the volley. And so I think everybody was just like, you know, bow down to Louis because it was just a phenomenal goal.
Yeah, great ball control and just crush that in the back of the net.
Yeah, and Cole actually stole mine. But I'll just go back to the NJC game. It starts from a corner kick from Hubert to Chris Martial. Two of our Quebec kids link up for a corner to kind of get our momentum coming back. And then Cole obviously gets the second goal that day. And when we put in that second goal, it really felt like the ball was rolling our way. We were going to get that third and potentially the fourth, and we just ran out of time that day. But the reaction from the team to, at that point, we were down 3-0, and nobody on the bench even had their heads down. Everyone was like, man, like we can and we should win this game. So that's just a good mentality to have from the team as a whole.
And Cole, you've been down. It'd be nice to hear from the player's perspective, because even from Northwest, you were down 1-0, like with the last 7 minutes left, and managed to somehow tie it up, which was great. And then once again, down 3 against NJC. What's the talk among the players with being down?
I think it's just kind of, you know, keep your heads up and keep battling. You know, like honestly, with this team, I don't think any deficit we can't overcome. You know, 3-0 in the second half of a game, usually that game's over. And you saw it against NJC. Honestly, the second they scored that third goal, it was like, well, now we got to go. As if two goals wasn't enough to wake us up. That third one just got us going even more. And then you saw, you know, we got that first one, and then right after that, it was just chance after chance after chance. So I think for us, at least, whenever we go down, I think it's even more motivating. And you saw that against Northwest too. The second they scored, it was like, oh, we got to go, you know. And we scored 5 minutes right after that. So I think from the guys, when we get scored on, it's more motivating.
You know, as much as I like the motivation, I'd much rather see the lead from the beginning. But at least if you're coming back and winning games would be preferable. But
we would like that.
I think all T-Bird fans would like, because we know men's soccer, you guys are doing well, and we'd like to keep going that way.
For sure.
So, kind of mixed results this last weekend. We got a tough road game, because, I mean, not necessarily even just from the teams themselves, but the scheduling-wise, from late at night to almost early in the morning, and with some travel in between. It's going to be challenging. What do we expect with this weekend?
So we know Otero, they're always a tough one. They always give us a battle. And yesterday they just got ranked 16th in the nation, so they're ranked in the top 20. They have a couple dangerous guys that we keep hearing about. But for us, it's just knowing what they're good at, trying to stop it, and then knowing what we're good at, and trying to get our guys to play our game. We play at 5 p.m. now at Otero, and then 11 a.m. against Trinidad. So a little bit more time between games than we originally were planning for. So that's good for us and good for our legs. But yeah, it's just always a tough one. That's kind of what those away trips to Iowa were preparing us for. Just a long trip on the road, play in Nebraska, drive again to Iowa, play again in Iowa, back-to-back days type things, and that's exactly what we're doing here. I think La Junta is 7 hours from here, about. So that's a long drive on the morning that you play. So for us guys, it's just get on the bus, get in a good mood, get in that game mentality, kind of let yourself be prepared for the game coming up later that day, and just try to get that game day experience like we've been talking about in the past.
And Cole, what's it like on that 7-hour bus ride? What kind of goes on?
I mean, for the first couple hours, like 2 hours, we're all kind of awake just talking, and then it hits a lull. Everybody starts to go to sleep. And once we start getting towards the destination, everybody starts getting hyped again. And then we have a speaker now, so before the game, we get the music going. Everybody gets into it, and that's how it goes.
And is there a preferred song that everyone kind of really gets them all going as like a team?
There isn't really any preferred song. I know Talon likes to be on the aux, so kind of whatever Talon plays.
That's on par with Talon.
Yeah.
Yep.
exactly. But no, there isn't necessarily one single song, I think, that gets us all going.
Okay, but you don't. So you have that time to kind of relax, but then get back into the mentality. Hey, we're gonna go play a game, and well, shouldn't impact you too much then, right?
No. I honestly, sometimes I feel like the bus, people don't like it as much, but I think we get a lot more locked into the game on the bus because we're all there together. We know the task at hand. We're watching the girls. We see them playing, and then we get back on the bus, get dressed, and I think everybody gets more focused because we're all there together. So I think the mentality on the bus is no different than a normal game.
Awesome, that's great to hear. So we talked a little Otero. It sounds like they're going to be a really tough game. And I know we've had, especially when it comes to playoffs, some not so fun times with Otero. So I know
we owe them one from last year.
Yeah.
So
I sure hope so. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a really tough game. But, I mean, you don't shirk away from any sort of tough game, so we like the competition.
no, we're ready for it. The boys are pumped for it. And we've been talking about this away trip for a while. We feel like this is one of the weekends that will define region standings on who gets a result this weekend. So, yeah, for us having a mixed results that first weekend, this next weekend is very huge for us.
Absolutely. So you have Otero, and then you play Trinidad, correct? Next day, what are we looking at with Trinidad here?
I mean, Trinidad again, they're always tough. They always play super physical. We haven't got too much recruiting on them this year, but they just lost to Otero 3-2. So that's a good result for them to only lose by a goal to Otero. So we're assuming that they're going to be tough. At the very least, they're going to be physical, and they're gonna test our defense. So we just need to tighten things up in the back, and then offensively just let our guys be free and let them express themselves.
All right. So what would you say would be the ultimate key to success this weekend?
I think the ultimate key would be to keep that mentality and to play our type of football. When we start to shy away from our style of football, either just play only direct football or try to play too short of passes and not allow space to go on the field, we really get congested and then get countered, and we saw that happen against NJC a couple of times. So I think for us, it's just to spread out, trust each other as teammates, and get the ball moving and just go forward as a team.
Awesome. Cole, do you have any final comments to say about this weekend?
Just capitalize. I think it's a big weekend. This could be a statement for our season and in region play, and all the teams that see our results see that we're a good side and we're nobody to mess around with. So just capitalize on everything, our chances and everything this weekend.
Sounds like someone who's ready for some wins. I'm ready for a Region 9 championship, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
We're ready for that as well.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing some success over the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.